Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I am doing the Future of Yugioh on my channel for today. After about 2 or 3 weeks, Konami have finally released some cards that I find interesting that I would like to talk about on the Future of Yugioh. So we've got quite a few cards to talk about today, so let's just get into it. So the first card we're talking about today is a new Magician card called Descendant Dragon Magician. Now, Descendant Dragon Magician is a Scale 2 monster, Dark, level 7, 2400 attack and 1000 defense. Can search Monarch stuff with that card, can't you? But its first effect is its Pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field. It becomes a Dragon type until the end of your turn. Now that's an interesting effect because we recently got the new Galaxy Dragon card, the rank 4 in the new Dragons of Legend Unleashed, so maybe some people can find some use for it with that, because that's actually an interesting pendulum effect, just being able to change types, which isn't normally seen in the game unless you're playing something like DNA Surgery, or something like that. But its next effect is, once per turn you can make this card become a Dragon type until the end of this turn. Okay, that's a decent effect. A Synchro Fusion or Xe summon using this card on the field as materials gains this effect. If it battles a Dragon type monster, its attack becomes double its original attack during the damage step. Okay, that's a really interesting card, to be honest, because just being able to, because going up against something like Blue Eyes did this. If you battle an instant Blue Eyes monster, then your monster could be, I don't know, what's the lowest rank 7 in a deck? 26 is Big Eye, I think. So I would say highest you could get is 5200 if you use this card as an Xyz material. So that monster's going to have a lot of attack, and that's actually a really good effect in my opinion. So just being able to battle any dragon deck, which are quite popular, is really good, because just being able to gain tons of attack is always good in this game, which is why I play Radish Horse in my Pendulum deck. So yeah, that's a really decent card for the Magician deck. I can't wait to see what the Magicians do with it. I will test it out myself to see what I can do with it. And yeah, it's a great card in my opinion, and you guys should try it out, because it seems to be really good. Okay, so the next card we're going to be talking about is a fusion monster called Brave Eyes Pendulum Dragon, recently used in the anime when Yugioh dueled Asta Phoenix. It's a level 8 dark 3000 attack 2000 defense monster, dragon fusion effect. It takes one pendulum dragon monster plus one warrior type monster to make this, so basically Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon and any warrior. And its effect is, when this card is fusion summoned, you can make the attack of all monsters your opponent controls become 0. Okay. Also, other monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn. Okay. So basically it makes an instant free K. So they're not trying to make this like a Beyond where other monsters can attack, which is a broken combo in Magicians. Okay, what's this next effect? Negate the activated effects of all monsters with 0 attack. Okay. At the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by the battle, you can banish that opponent's monster. Okay, so from what I see, it's got interesting effects, because the first effect, where it just makes all monsters 0, that's a great effect. Sure, is it only till the end of the turn? No, it's wait. Okay, so from the looks of the text, it's a permanent decrease to 0. So that's good. A decrease to 0 permanently is good. You can't attack with all your monsters for that turn, but you're decreasing all the attack points to 0 is great usually. So just making a 3000 monster 0 is always great. The negating effect of all that is really good as well. Just because just being able to say, oh, your monster has 0 attack, you can now no longer activate that effect. That's really good as well. So say they have an alternative no longer able to activate that effect. And its last effect, I would say that would only be best if you're going up with something with at least 3k defense or something, and you're just trying to, and then it banishes, but it's an interesting idea, that effect, but I don't really think it's going to be that great. So, first opinions of Brave Eyes Pendulum Dragon. It can be a really good, decent card. I may use it in my Dracopal deck, but I don't really run any Warriors at this point in time, so maybe if I play Dark Dracopals. But it's a really decent card. It's interesting, decent. It's got all these good effects that can be really good. It's hard to really give a proper explanation of this. I may talk about it later on in the good or bad segment, but it's a decent card at best. I would say test it out yourselves. I will definitely test this out as well. Like, it's a new Odd Eyes card essentially, so of course I'm going to test it out. But yeah, guys, I could see this card being somewhat played if Pendulums start playing Warriors, like the Empowered Warrior deck, but engine in Pendulums. So we'll see what happens with that. Interesting card. So now we're going on to a new archetype used by, what's his name? Yugioh's girl, basically Yugioh's girl in the anime, called Wind Witches. So the first one which we're talking about is Wind Witch Snowbell. Its effect is, if the only monster you control, if the only monsters you control are 2 or more wind monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay. A wind synchro monster that used this card as a synchro material cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Okay. Now, I like that effect. So, you can special summon it if 2 or more wind monsters are on the field, which is pretty good. Well, you control 2 or more wind monsters, which may be pretty easy in this deck. I haven't gotten onto the other cards yet. And if you use it as a synchro material, the monster can't be destroyed by card effects, which is really good because it means you can't be Raigeki, Darkhold, Diamond Dyad. Sure, you can still be Castelled, but it stops from most destruction effects, which is really good. Well, all destruction effects, which is really good for a synchro monster. Okay, so I like that effect. So the next one is Wind Witch Ice Spell. Now this has quite a lot of text. So Wind Witch Ice Spell is a wind level 3, 1000 attack, 1000 defense, not a tuner monster. Its effect is, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can special summon 1 Wind Witch monster from your deck. Monsters special summoned by this effect cannot be tributed. Okay. So, that effect is really good. It's kind of like a Speedroid Terratop, but you're special summoning it instead of adding it to the hand. So that's pretty good. Its next effect, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except level 5 or higher wind monsters. Okay, interesting. So I hear free Crystal Wing, kinda? Wait, no, free Clear Wing. So yeah, that's kind of cool. If you can make it with the other support. Its next effect is, if this card is no more special summoned, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent. You can only use each effect of... Sorry guys, I haven't had a drink yet. You can only use each effect of Wind Witch Ice Spell once per turn. So that additional 500 damage is basically a bonus. It's interesting. I will probably test this deck out as well because it seems interesting. Of course, when it gets more support. But right now, it has some interesting effect. This is probably going to be one of the cards you would run at free in the Wind Witch deck. So, yeah. It's a good card. It's a very good card. And the last card we're talking about is Wind Witch Winterbell. Now, Wind Witch Winterbell is a wind level 7 spellcaster, synchro effect monster, 2400 attack, 2000 defense. It takes 1 tuner monster, 1 or more non-wind monsters, and its effect is, you can target 1 Wind Witch monster in your graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its level times 200. Okay, so more burn damage. So it looks like this deck is going to be kind of revolving around burn damage. Next effect, during either player's battle phase, you can target one wind monster you control. Special summon one monster from your hand with a level less than or equal to that monster, but it cannot attack this turn. Okay, so essentially it looks like you can target this monster, then special summon any Wind Witch monster from your hand. It's pretty interesting. The Synchro monster isn't as great as, say, a Clear Wing, but it's got burn damage, which can go for game, which is quite good. So I really would like to see what happens with the Wind Witch deck. So yeah, guys, that's the cards that I wanted to talk about today. Tell me what you think of these cards. Do you think these cards are any good? Do you think Wind Witches will be a decent deck? And do you think Brave Eyes is an okay card? What is your opinions, guys? Please tell me in the comment section below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.